I'm on a golf course. The sky's doing weird things. I don't have a clue where I am. Okay, well, I'm somewhere near the A21, I know that much. So why not come with me today on this week's Landscape Adventures? Today's an impromptu trip into Kent. I was planning to go to Scotleigh Castle. Unfortunately, it was only when I arrived I realised you had to pre-book. Having said that, it's quite late in the afternoon, so to be honest, I was never going to get here in time to properly get the full money's worth out of it. My backup plan was, though, that I knew there were lots of really interesting places around Scotleigh Castle, and I've stopped at one of them now. It's St Mary's Church. I'm not entirely sure where I am at the moment, I will check that out, but I've passed through so many places. It's been fantastic. Now, a large part of the reason I do this is because it's just wonderful to get out and discover new places. And as I was driving through all these amazing villages in East Sussex, it gave me so many ideas. There were so many wonderful views, and I've made a list of a number of places I'm definitely going to come back to. This is really why I do this. This is why I find this so exciting. There's something really invigorating about going somewhere new and seeing these wonderful views. Now, I've only got a few hours here, so I don't know how this is going to go, but there is at least one pool of water further up the road, and we've got the church here as well. So I'm going to check these out, and let's see how this goes. It took me a while to actually get out the car, because I couldn't be bothered. But I'm here now, and it's quite funny, because the last time I used the tripod was when I was in the water at Beadland Nature Reserve, I want to say. So as I opened it, it kind of went crunch, crunch, crunch. So this church is gorgeous. Of course, the issue is the time of day I've arrived. There's some really heavy shadow on it, and I'm sure if I came here at a better time of day, maybe golden hour or civil twilight, there'd be some much better lighting on it. I've taken some shots that I can. Obviously it's causing havoc in terms of having bright skies and dark foregrounds, but I'll HDR these up like I normally do, and we'll see how they work out. I'm also right next to a golf course, and there's a public path going through a field at the back as well, so I think I'm going to have a wander down there and see what's down there. I am right next to the A21 though as well, so I don't know if we can hear the noise in the camera, but there's some definite road noise coming from over there as well. But this is a really nice little area, so I'm going to carry on wandering around and see what I can find. So I've come down that path, and there's a couple of really gorgeous trees here. We've got this one here, which I'm going to try and get. Again, obviously the light's not brilliant for it. There's quite an interesting contrast on it though, so hopefully I can HDR it up and bring out a little bit more detail in the shadows and make it an interesting image. But this one over here behind me just looks absolutely gorgeous. It's not doing it justice in the video camera, but the light is falling on it perfectly, so I'm going to have to move quickly to make sure that I get it while it's nice and lit up. There's also a really lovely shadow behind it, which if I can get the right shot will be fantastic. It's getting a bit windy here as well, so I do apologise if the sound quality has gone a bit awful. I'd love to walk across the field and get a lot closer to this, but I am very, very respectful of the fields and of the crops growing here, so I'm not going to do that. I'm going to be restricted to shooting from a distance, but let's see what I can do. Okay, so these shots are looking a bit flat at the moment. I can't quite bring out the shadow on this tree, which is the thing that's going to make the shot, I think. I think I might have spotted up the top a little path that allows me to get into a slightly better position, so I'm going to go and check that out. Yeah, so I did manage to find a way to get to a different angle on the tree, but unfortunately the sun's gone in and it's showing no signs of coming back out again, so I'm probably going to have to call this one the one that got away. I'm going to go through the hole in the hedge on the other side where the footpath runs and see what's through there. So I'm just passing under a bridge under the main road. I think that's the A21 up there, and I have no idea where I'm going to end up. Well, it's a field of an empty field or a bridge. Let's check out the bridge. Well, it's a bridge to another empty field. It's not the most exciting find ever. Another lovely tree, but again, just the distribution of the light is making me not want to take the shot. So behind me here I've got this lovely trio of trees. Got these two that you can see here, and then also there's one behind me just there, and they're kind of connected by some kind of growth on the ground, and I thought it'd make a really nice picture, the three of them all lined up. Unfortunately, there is also this bush thing in the background over here, in the far background, which isn't doing me any favours in terms of having background distractions. And this one over here is very closely, well, the side of it overhangs towards the bigger tree on the other side. So it's all linked together, unfortunately. I've tried a few different variants of it. I might end up photoshopping the middle bush thing out. I've tried a few of just sort of these two trees with the bush in between. We'll see how that looks. Probably going to be a square or a 4:3 crop rather than a 3:2 or my usual 16:9. So we'll see when I get back. For now, I'm going to keep walking this way. There does appear to be an exit at the end of the path, and I think it's going to take me on a bridge, which is going to take me across the road. So I'm going to go and check this out, see what's there. If there's nothing there, I'm probably going to head back to the church. Well, I've come across the bridge and I still don't know where I am, but I will say that I think going to church has affected me, because this white thing here, I for a minute thought that was Jesus, and then this other bit of black wood that's sticking out here, I think it's part of a tree. Yeah, it's a tree. I thought that was a horse. I think I'm going a bit mad. So I've stopped here bizarrely on a football pitch because there's this wonderful graffitied wall in the middle of it, and there's some really dramatic stuff happening in the sky with the way the light is coming through. Now I've taken a couple of shots already, just using my standard kit lens. I'm going to try a couple with the wide angle as well, because I'd like to get a bit more of that sky in and make it feel a bit more like the sky is falling through. It's funny how something like this can really stimulate the imagination. I've come out to do landscapes and I've ended up taking pictures of a wall and some football pitches. The sky though is absolutely gorgeous, and it really kind of brought it out in the contrast against the wall and the football pitch. I really like the shots I've taken with the wide angle lens as well. It's kind of added a real dramatic flavour to it, and I think when I've processed them a little bit, maybe add a little bit of warmth into the sky, because it is a little bit cold at the moment, but I think with a little bit of yellow in there, that will look really, really dramatic. I'm going to keep the wide angle on. I'm going to keep walking this way. I've effectively done a loop and I'm on the way back now to the church, so I'm not going to be out for a huge amount longer, but with the wide angle on, I might see some different shots. So I found a little brook, and me being me, I found a nice little tree while I was in there as well, so taking a few pictures in there. I think the ones of the brook I'm going to do it justice. Couldn't quite get the angle I wanted for the shot that I want. I'm now going to start to head back. There was nothing else down there, it was a dead end, so I'm going to have to go back now towards the golf course and find my way back towards the church, which I think is a straight line that way. Look at this. I think I've stumbled across a famous medieval sacrificial site. This, I believe, is where they sacrifice all the goods to the gods of crappy outdoor furniture. Although I have to be honest, some of it looks in pretty decent nick. Kind of tempted to take some of it, but I won't. Okay, I'm back at the church. I've been trying to get a few pictures of this to do it justice, and I'm struggling a little bit, but we'll see how they come out. I think that's probably it for now. I'm going to head back to the car, and the sky is just not doing anything interesting at all. It's very overcast, so I think any chance of an interesting sunset has gone, but I'll keep an open mind and keep my eyes out on the way home. You know, I said quite early on that this series was never about going out and capturing a fantastic picture every session. And it's a good job really, given that it's not happened for the past few weeks. But the whole point of this, of course, is to get out into nature and to really explore the local area. And hopefully, when I start coming back to some of these places, I'm going to get some much better shot. When I'm familiar with the area, when I'm able to come here at the best light, when I'm able to plan my trip a little bit better, I'm hoping I'll be able to come back and get some amazing shots. As it is, I've had a lovely afternoon. I've explored a new area. I've discovered some new routes on the way, and that for me is what this is all about. I'm going to stick all the photos at the end as always, but please remember, like, comment and subscribe, and check back next week when I'll be back with another landscape adventure.